everyone, author Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, about you press that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. It is the second Sunday in November, and that means it's time for the writer's vlog. This is going to be a short and sweet writer's vlog because I'm not doing the breaking up footage type of vlogs anymore. I decided to change the formula of my vlogs because it's a lot easier for me to just do the reporting of the vlog at one time. I know some people like those ones that's like broken up, recorded each week, or about, like people out and about. That's not likely to happen in my life. That being said, I'm going to tell you what I've been up to. The writer's vlog, so obviously writings, right? Yeah. To be honest, I have recorded this already, but the whole footage was desynced, and yeah, I'm not trying to fix that. I have done it in the past, and it takes such time to overlay, refix, and all that. I'm not doing that this time. So I said, I'll just re-record it. Doesn't matter. It's kind of short and sweet anyway. The other version wasn't, but I probably rambled on way too much anyhow. Jumping right into what's been going on, I am still working on my Thorns of Your Heart dark romance collection, poetry collection, and it's not going exactly the way I want as far as like timing, and I decided to change the date that I'm going to release the poetry collection. It might also fit the time setting better, so I'm going to release it near Valentine's Day, which I figured that would probably be a better release for this type of thing. Now I can relax a little bit on the stresses of trying to reach the deadline that I gave myself. For the rest of November and to part of December, I'll be finishing up the dark romance collection. I took yesterday and was on some streams that everyone's doing NaNoWriMo right now. I am not participating in NaNoWriMo per se, but I do like all the streams so it can help me get some of the writing done that I want to do, working on my current project. Thing is, I always have a current project to be working on, so it's not like starting a new thing. If that ever happens where it's running into the same time where I'm so happen to be starting a new project that's going to be around 50,000 words, and I'll probably do NaNoWriMo. But when I do a project, I tend to write every day anyway, so it's not like it's something that I kind of need to do to get myself in a groove of writing. I already do that. I did write 12 poems the other day with while on the stream. So I usually stream twice a month with writing streams with the Goddesses of Writing on the second Sunday and the last Sunday, but the one for today is not going to happen because either the other goddesses aren't going to probably be there, or I'm not sure, and I kind of not want to be in the mood to write live stream with just myself. It's no point. I could just do that alone. So I'm going to just probably write a little bit this evening because I have a heavy work week coming up, so I'm going to try to ease into the evening with not doing much. But yeah, so that's what's going on as far as the dark romance poetry collection. I, however, am also planning to submit a poem for a zine that I was contacted about that could use some dark romance poetry. So I'm going to be submitting for that. Once I've been accepted, I will let you know exactly, who that is and what zine it is. Then I am going to probably be on the open mic night for poetry on JC Carpenter's channel. I did just submit for that today as well. Probably read like 2 or 3 new poems on there. Sometimes I like to do that. It is fun to read your poetry to other people. So I'm going to do that. I'm doing a lot of poetry stuff. Then as far as Caliostro is concerned, that is still on schedule for what I plan to do with it. The Kickstarter is planned to be released at the end of January, so there will be some other things showing up soon and near the end of the year to hype that up because of the release for that. And the merchandise things and all the giveaway stuff I'm coming up for that. So look forward for Caliostro stuff to be occurring. And now I want to talk a little bit about some of the other projects that I'll be going forward into 2024. The other projects that I have planned for 2024, I can't say this is all of them, but I, as you know, am going to release the poetry collection. That's going to be early in the year. Then Caliostro Book 1. Then there is the short horror collection for the stories that are related to Caliostro's world. If you are unaware, The Room Within and Fractals are both tied into Caliostro's universe and mythos. So that being said, that's the 3 projects that I'm going to plan to release for 2024. The first, the romance, dark romance poetry collection, and then Caliostro Book 1, Tale of Live Burton, and then the horror collection that's going to have probably around 8 to 12 short horror stories that are based in Caliostro world. So it'll be based on characters and or creatures that are in that world. The working title, which possibly will stay the title, is Beyond the Veil Horror Collection. So that's the third one. I have the Room Within Part 2 that I plan to release next year as well. That one's already written, but I still do have it edited and things like that. But that one's called Trapped Within, which I did talk about before. There's probably something else as well. But as I have so many projects. And another thing that I am working on, as I mentioned, and I'm sure in a past vlog, is my romance stuff. So I also write romance. I write a little bit of everything, which hence is my brand, The Mistress of Horror, but I'm married to all the other genres. So you will see stories from me in every genre probably. Maybe not sci-fi, but that's not true either. So probably something in the future is sci-fi too. Also, I write in other categories. But I have pen names that I'm playing with that I have talked about before, so they're not secret. But I just haven't decided but for my romance and erotica one. The erotica one has one and my romance stuff has one. I was trying to be like, I did make a video where I said, I'm going to try to keep everything under DL Tillery, but honestly, they get confused easy. People have gotten so many times confused with Caliostro and thinking it's just straight up horror, and I never said that. Like, I've never said that. And Caliostro is dark fantasy. I never said it was just horror. Dark fantasy does have horror and it is laced with horror. But it's not predominantly, horror is not the first genre of it. It would be like horror this, horror that, if it was like specifically just horror. It's dark fantasy. So it's fantasy with horror elements, hence the dark fantasy. But people have gotten so easily confused with just that because I'm called the Mistress of Horror, even though I'm quite clear about what that means. Yes, I do write horror. I love horror. I am a horror buff, but I don't just write horror when it comes down to my writing career. However, people again have gotten confused with that. So I don't know if I want to overly confuse them even more. They're easily confused. So I probably will do the pen name thing with my romance stuff to keep it away from that, because DL Tillery is my adult category writer's name. So that's what I meant. I wasn't really planning to separate by genre, but I may have to. That's something that I'm working on right now that I will work out, since I do have the names already established as far as what I'm going to use and kind of what I want to use them for. I just not, since I'm not releasing anything at the moment, I figure it's not relevant. The other project that's coming out next year, more likely, but I'm not in charge of that one, is the erotic anthology that I am in, ran by Ahprodite Lee, Minx Knoch. So that one will have my erotica pen name to it. So I'm just not sure as far as which one I want to use for the erotica and which one I want to use for romance. I have 2 of them, so one of them can go for the other, or but all the stuff will be on my website when I release the stuff. It's not secret. I'm not doing it because it's secret. I'm doing it so people won't be confused, because again, they get confused about, when you're a writer of multi-genres, they can get confused. They'll figure out eventually, obviously, but I don't want it to be confusion out the gate. You know what I mean? So anyway, the life of a writer, blah. That's what's going on. Another thing I just wanted to mention real quick is that I released a video on Monday last week, which technically is this week, but this is the end of the week. So last week, Monday, about a GoFundMe that I'm running for in honor of Ahprodite Lee, author Ahprodite Lee, that we all know here. Some people may not know her that's outside of the writing community, but she is involved in other communities like film and such too. But I made that GoFundMe because she's in a not good situation right now with her living situation, and she does need to move for health reasons. and for her pets as well. And if you get to see it and you cannot donate even $1, that's fine. All of us are roughing it out here. Sharing it does help. I know sometimes people even feel put out to share a fundraiser, but a quick share on the Insta or a share on Twitter, or X now they call it, or a share on, Facebook or whatever would help. So hopefully if you can share it, that'd be great. Anyway, I wanted to mention that before I go out on my writer's blog. I'm still heavily writing. I'm looking forward to finishing this collection because it's been a long time coming. I've been a poet since I was a child. Writer since a child. With Poet was the first thing I've ever been published in at 19, so it's a big deal for me too to get this out and done and get my poetry in other people's hands. And I'm going to do an audio book of this poetry collection after it releases because I do my own show on my channel, as you know, Layer of the Mistress. And I'm going to do an audio book, so I'll be doing the audio voice for that as well. Anyway, thanks everyone for checking out the writer's blog. See what I had going on, what's going to be happening in 2024. I'll be doing a 2024 end of year video anyway, but this is kind of like a step into what I'll be doing for 2024. And I will see you in the next video. Stay scared.